The illusion of escape. I was thinking the other day, what would it actually take to completely disappear right now, today? Just vanish. In today's Explainer, we're diving deep into our sources to look at the ultimate modern illusion, the Great Escape. And we've got two wildly different cases to break down for you. On one hand, we have a story of, frankly, pure hubris that left a digital trail a mile wide. And on the other, an absolute chilling mystery that continues to completely baffle experts. Let's see what really happens when someone decides to just walk away. Seriously, can anyone truly vanish today? Think about the world we live in right now. It's an era of hyper-connectivity. Between our phones constantly pinging local cell towers, our credit cards authorizing every coffee we buy, and security cameras on literally almost every street corner, every single step we take leaves a tiny crumb of data behind. Making a perfectly clean getaway, it seems practically impossible. To answer if it actually is impossible, we're comparing two fascinating source accounts. One shows us exactly why escaping is a monumental task, while the other, well, it completely defies the odds. Okay, let's set the scene for our first case. Picture a high-end jewelry store down in Florida. It's a completely normal Tuesday. The sun is shining, business as usual. Now, this wasn't some random smash-and-grab break-in. No, the thief here was an employee the owners had trusted for years. He was literally the manager's go-to guy for closing up shop. And because of that immense trust, he knew absolutely everything. He knew the security codes, he knew the exact inventory down to the last ring, and crucially, he knew the exact blind spots in the camera system. But then, for whatever reason, this totally ordinary guy decided the risk was worth the reward. He turned years of workplace trust into a massive liability. Let's break down the anatomy of this heist because it all happens in a shockingly fast 10-minute window. Minute 0, the store goes quiet. The last customers filter out. Minute 3, he systematically bypasses the alarms he already knows intimately, remember? By minute 6, there are no smash display cases, no dramatic Hollywood break-in scenes. He just uses his keys to smoothly pop open the cases. And at minute 10, he calmly walks right out the front door. It was a calculated, quiet, incredibly professional inside job. So what exactly did he walk away with in those quick 10 minutes? A staggering $150,000. Just to put that into perspective for you, that was roughly 3 times the median salary in Florida at the time. And it's all stuffed into heavy bags loaded with high-value diamonds and gold. He didn't just lock the doors and head home to chill on his couch. No, he walked out with a life-changing amount of stolen merchandise, fully intending to never, ever come back. His destination of choice? Panama. Within mere hours of the theft, this brand-new fugitive had already fled thousands of miles across international borders. He was trading the Florida heat for the tropical sun of Central America. And in his mind, he had executed the absolute perfect escape. I mean, he had the money, he was completely out of the country, and he was ready to start a brand new life on a beach somewhere. But, as our sources detail, he suffered from a fatal case of overconfidence. Because here is the anatomy of his downfall, the digital trail. Criminals so often forget about the interconnected data networks of the world we actually live in. The morning after the heist, his desk is vacant, his phone goes unanswered. But listen, even an unanswered phone communicates. It's continuously pinging local cell towers. Plus, you can't just hop on an international flight without leaving a massive footprint. His credit cards pinged through merchant gateways. His name hit the international flight manifests, which, you guessed it, instantly linked to global customs databases. This undeniable, blinking trail of data allowed Florida authorities to immediately spark a massive international effort. They coordinated with police in Panama, they closed the net, and his so-called new life ended before he even got a tan. The merchandise was recovered, proving that in the digital age, a clean getaway is just a total myth, right? Well, actually, hold that thought. Let's drastically slow things down for a second and compare these two fates. Our Florida jewelry thief left a glaring digital footprint, was tracked across borders, and was captured. Boom. Case closed. But then we have our second case, Travis Turner. And guys, this is where the Explainer takes a really sharp turn into the unknown. Travis Turner disappeared before an arrest could even be made. He left absolutely zero digital trace. No data logs, no cell tower pings, no credit card swipes, nothing. And as of right now, he is currently missing. Just gone into thin air. Here's the crazy part. Travis Turner wasn't some suave international jewel thief. He was a former high school football coach who happened to be wanted by the police. When investigators prepared to go arrest him, they fully expected him to just surrender. I mean, it was supposed to be standard procedure for a local guy. Instead, he became the terrifying exception to literally every single rule we just talked about. Before law enforcement could even reach his door, he completely vanished without leaving behind a single solitary trace. He became the phantom coach. What followed was an incredibly intense but entirely empty manhunt. Authorities scoured the entire region. Every single clue was examined, every possible lead was tracked down. But the results? Honestly, they were agonizing. Multiple areas searched, no confirmed sightings, no direct contact whatsoever, no body found, and absolutely no arrest made. Days turned into weeks, and those weeks bled into months. You can only imagine the extreme frustration of the authorities here. Seriously, how does a local football coach achieve what a meticulously planned, well-funded international heist couldn't? Well, this brings us to a pretty chilling theory. As survival and fugitive experts point out, quote, surviving for a long time isn't impossible, especially if someone knows the area well and has support. Think about that for a second. Our sources note that investigators have seriously had to consider the possibility that Turner planned this entire disappearance well in advance. Like, could he be surviving completely off the grid right now? Is someone secretly dropping on supplies and helping him? Or is he out there surviving entirely alone in the wild? The experts agree. As completely impossible as it seems in our modern world, it actually can be done. And that leaves us with the core frustration of this entire case. Is he dead or is he alive? Because as time has passed without a single shred of actual evidence, the rumors have completely taken over. Some people insist he must have died out there, succumbing to the elements. Others, they are absolutely convinced he is alive, well, and actively hiding. And honestly, this highlights a deep psychological truth. Sometimes, the agony of the unknown, of simply not knowing the actual truth, is significantly harder for both the investigators and the public than just facing a grim reality. It's like an unfinished puzzle that drives you crazy. Which leaves us with one final, deeply unsettling question. Where is Travis Turner hiding right now? Authorities have not closed the search. This case remains incredibly active today. While our Florida jewel thief proved that the digital world almost always catches up with you quickly, Travis Turner is living proof that a true, completely untraceable escape might still actually be possible in the modern age. Until the answers are finally found, this mystery will continue to haunt everyone involved. Is he alive? Is he hidden somewhere close by right now, just watching and waiting? That is the ultimate takeaway from this explainer today. The deeply unsettling reality that sometimes people really do just vanish.